In most countries, we are able to identify the following three governmental institutions. And these three governmental institutions play a part in the making of law, the interpretation of law, and the enforcement of law. The governmental institutions that I'm referring to are the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. The legislature is a law-making body, and in most countries, it is identifiable as the parliament. The executive is the body that enforces the law. And in most states, one part of the executive that we can all identify is the police. And thirdly, in most states, we'll be able to identify the judiciary. And the judiciary is the body responsible for the interpretation of law. And this body includes judges. Now, under English law, laws are made by the legislature. The legislature is the parliament. And the parliament makes what we refer to as acts of parliament or statutes or legislation. So sometimes we use the word statute, sometimes we use legislation, and sometimes we use acts of parliament. An example of an act of parliament is the Human Rights Act from 1998. Under English law, there is another type of law which is made, but it is not made by the legislature. It is made by the judiciary, our judges. And that type of law is case law or common law. So sometimes you'll see case law in your books, and sometimes you'll see common law written in your textbooks. These are judge-made laws made by the judiciary. One example of a case law or common law is Donahue and Stevenson, 1932. Now, thirdly, there is another type of law that is also made under English law, and that type of law is called delegated legislation. This type of law is not made by Parliament, but it is made by another body, or sometimes it may be made by a government minister, but with the permission of Parliament. So we have statutes or legislations, common law or case law, and delegated legislation. These are some sources or types of English law.